Waiting for some people to get on. Hey JD, how are you this fine, lovely Saturday? Hope all is well. Just waiting to see if some other people are going to show up before I start. What? JD, you got a date? What? All right, well, let me ask you now. JD, are you a female or a male? Hey, Red Wings. Oh, you call me Soul Coach. I like that. I like that. I received that. I received that title. Soul Coach. That's right. Okay, so you are a female, and we're going out with a male. I'm assuming. Where are you guys going, JD? This is the first date with this particular gentleman. JD, give us the deets now. Give us the deets. Where are you going? Is it a 5-star restaurant? Ethiopian food, second date. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Ethiopian food, I believe isn't that vegan stuff? They don't serve meat, do they? A lot of spicy stuff. Hi, Ami. Am I saying it right? How are you this Saturday? Raylan says, that's what I feel from your platform. You are so spiritually motivating. Oh, thank you. I do my best. That's my mission. Okay, so they do have lamb, chicken, plus vegan stuff. Okay, so are you going to be indulging in the animal products, JD, for this date? And I take it since this is the second date, the first one went pretty well. Where did you go for the first date, JD? Who is this guy? What is he about? What does he do? Why do you like him? Come on, tell the world. What are you wearing on this date, too? Are you going to be sexy, casual? You going for sexy, casual, not trying too hard, pretty? Oh, Ami, this is your first time catching me live? Well, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you are catching me live. You have a question. You are certainly welcome to ask a question. Blessings, you too. You're catching me live too. Wonderful, thank you. Thanks for joining. So, the topic of this live is who has the power in relationships? Who has the power? Can you have the power in relationships? Don't we all want control? Isn't that why we want to be with people, so we can control them? Oh, JD, you're a vegetarian. He's 11 years older than you, works in finance, casual but cute. I did sexy last week when we did brunch. Okay, so you're showing him different facets of yourself. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. Ami says, smart and wise women have the power. Yeah, could be. I would say, yeah, it pays to be wise and smart. It doesn't always pay to show them that you're smarter than them, though. Sometimes that's a detriment to you if you actually display higher intellect than them or higher capacity than them. Sometimes you have to play dumb. Being smart isn't playing dumb too, though. JD says, feminine women that are wise and calculating have the most power. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. You act like a damsel. You act like you don't have as much clue about things. You act like you need some direction, and then people will presume that you are weaker than what you are, and they want to take care of you and save you and do all these things for you because you're incapable, right? And that's a tactic too. Playing a position of being incapable is being smart if you want someone to do for you. That is. And then you let the cat out the bag later. Then you show how smart you are way down the line, later on down the line. But not right away. I find that women have a point to prove with the whole intellect thing straight away. And you don't want to overshadow the guy. That's not the point of this thing. You don't want to overshadow him. You don't want him to feel like you're better than him, because then what is his role? If he can't be the alpha, then, it's not a good thing. People that have power in relationships are usually the people with money and the people who look good. Those two people are usually the ones holding the bag. And why is this? Person with power has options. The person with the power in a relationship is the person that maintains their options. Women who look good, who look extremely attractive, have a lot of options. They don't have to settle for any man they're with, because they're marketable to whomever, wherever, whatever. They have options. And that's why pretty women get what they want, because this man knows that she can be with any other man. So he goes above and beyond to treat her well as an incentive for her to stay. A person who has money has options. A person who has money can buy love from anybody out here. A man with money can get a drop-dead gorgeous girl. He has options. He doesn't need to suffer with you. He doesn't need to. He has the money. So he can get an ugly girl. He can get a Miss America. He can get whatever he wants. He has options. So if you don't have either one, you don't have looks and you don't have money, your options, your mental capacity has to be on point, because it's within your mental, your convictions, that you can create the illusion of not being needy and having options. Amy says, I used to require my boyfriend to pay for my upkeep, hair, nails, skin, but I now make enough and more for the small stuff. I'm evolving now, and it's hard to communicate exactly what I want now. So if I'm understanding you, because you can pay for your hair, nails, and skincare yourself, you have evolved. I guess you feel like you're better, higher, evolved meaning better, I guess, because you can front the bill for yourself. And now you're having a hard time communicating what you want. Why is that? You feel self-conscious now because you can afford to do it on your own. Is that what you're saying, Ami? You feel badly because you're making the money and you can take care of yourself. You feel bad about asking for things from guys. Is that what you're saying? Because if that's what you're saying, see, that's the problem with independence now, isn't it? Independence makes women forget that they're women. Unfortunately, we forget that we are receivers. We forget that, we're supposed to be cared for because we're independent. And now you don't know your role anymore. You're finding it difficult to ask for things because your role is no longer defined. You don't need a man. So now it's hard for you to request things. Isn't that amazing? With your independence, you feel guilt. You feel it's beneath you now to ask for stuff, when this is a biological function of a relationship. Red Wings says, I believe it takes brains to have power. I know a lot of broke men who live off of women with money and looks. Oh yeah, they do. They do. And it's not so much brains, because I know stupid men who are able to get women. They're not too bright, and they're still able to get women to pay their way and front the bills and all of that stuff. Ami, you're 19. Okay, you are really young. You're really young, so you got a little time. You're not finished becoming the woman that you're going to be. You got to give it a little time. But back to you, Red Wings. You said that a lot of broke men who live off of women with money and looks. And why do you think these men are able to do that? Because they know how to manipulate. And you don't have to be high IQ to be a good manipulator. That's an assumption that we have. You don't have to have a high IQ in order to manipulate, because what's required for manipulation is a high level of observance. When you observe the weaknesses of people and what they want, what they require, all you have to do is position yourself to fill that void for someone. And you don't need a degree for that. You don't need brain power for that. You need conviction. You need to be about your bottom line, and you need to live in that space. A lot of men who use women have no guilt or shame or apprehension about it. It's not necessarily that they're smart. They just don't give a shit. They don't care, and they feel entitled to what they're getting from the women they're seeking these things from. Because if they felt guilty, if they had a conscience, they'd get out and work. They would get out there and work. They would get out there and play the position of a real man and go earn a check and bring home the bacon so she can fry it up in a pan. But they have smooth talking skills. They can manipulate, spot your weaknesses, and it's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Do you know how many women, when I used to have my salon in Georgia, I had a lot of COs, corrections officers, as clients. And you would hear the stories about these women having sex with the inmates. And I was sitting there and said, well, why in hell would any woman, a free woman, you're out here free, get with a man who's locked up, fall in love now, not even just do the hokey pokey, but fall in love with a dude who is locked up? How is that? And when I started asking, a lot of them and kind of polling to get, the bigger piece of the puzzle, they said the men in jail are highly manipulative. They know psychology. They know how to read people. They know the weaknesses of women and they play into that, even though they're not free and can't offer her shit. They can't offer her anything. But his social skills are like this. He may not even have a high school diploma, GED, nothing. His skill set is armed robbery. That's it. But he knows people. And he is so versed in manipulation, he can get a free woman to jeopardize her life and livelihood for his attention. For his attention and a little bit of behind the bars lovemaking. Can you imagine that? And I know them dudes in there must stink. Like, I don't even think, do they bathe every day in jail? Don't they have like a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday bathing schedule or something like that? I mean, you in jail. I'm like, you opening your knees for a dude who bathes every other day? But it happens. It happens. Yuck. That's all I gotta say to that is yucky. YouTube says yes, but there are men who complain about giving women stuff, making the woman sound needy and greedy. Men who complain about giving women things are either selfish or broke, or both, usually both. They're selfish and broke, and they gotta watch their pennies because they don't have much to spare. So they gotta nickel and dime because they don't have anything, And men who complain about giving, usually the other part of the coin that none of these other channels say is that you're not his type. That's why he's complaining that he has to give you things. You're not a prize to him. You are the woman he's settling for. So he's complaining. He's already settling for you, and now he has to give you too. That's the other part of the coin. A lot of us are screwing men who don't really like us. A whole lot. Who are not really totally attracted to us. That's the other side of the coin, that these other gurus and whoever advising y'all to get whomever, bag this and that, are not saying that for some of us, or a whole lot of us who we're going after, do not consider us their type. Yada said the majority of black men aren't attracted to black women. Where do you guys get this? Where do you get these stats from? Oh, where are we getting these stats from? Do we really believe that? Can I get like a poll here from everybody? Say yes or no. Are black men attracted to black women? Say either yes or no if you believe that they're not. Just type in yes or no, everybody. Ever said grunge sex? You mean that jail sex is grunge? Dumpster sex? Ari said men hold the power and all the cards in a relationship because of sex. If he doesn't want to sleep with you anymore, relationship over every time. Oh my goodness, y'all saying no. Well, so what we got? Yes, no, 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 yes. Oh my good. Okay, we got another yes. Really, y'all? You think that black men don't? Hey, Giselle. You think that black men don't like us? Okay, Ami says they are attracted to black women who wear all that fake stuff. So no. Oh Lord. Y'all got me disappointed. Yada asks, how many of y'all are dark-skinned with Negro features? Is that a factor in this, Yada? Do we have to be light-skinned with aquiline features for the brothers to check for us? Please tell me no. I want to remain optimistic, but there's a lot of people coming with receipts. You know, everybody's coming with their receipts about why black men don't love us. Why they don't love us. Why they not marrying us. Yada, you said black men don't like wide noses, dark skin, or nappy hair. Is that true, ladies? That black men don't like wide noses, nappy hair, and dark skin? Lust for Life says colorism is absolutely a factor. So if it is a factor, what do us as you know, colored girls, what are we supposed to do? Just be alone for the rest of our lives? What do we do in this case, ladies? If this is really a reality, what is the solution? Because a lot of people are saying the solution is to go outside of your race, expand your dating pool, and go outside of your race. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Era says, no, we as black men love y'all, but hard to be in love with y'all. So it's a love-hate thing. So there's a grudge held and sex still takes place. Oh, so you are saying, Era, you are actually substantiating all the claims that I make about black men, or just men in general, who will sleep with women they don't like. Because if you're holding a grudge, you have disdain for her, but you still have sex for her. And this is why we can't solicit men. This is the reason why I say, forget this feminism shit, and I'm gonna approach him nonsense, because men will play you. He will not be interested in you and pretend to have sex with you. Because his ejaculation is not contingent upon him being attracted to you. It's not. It's not. That's why it's dangerous to be assertive in these relationships. You have to let him work. You have to let him work. Miss Red, you said, well, light skin ain't making nothing happen for me. You saying you're not seeing no extra action even though you're light skinned? Lust for Life says black men as a collective don't like the way they look, so they would rather look and mate with women, quote, parentheses, fantasy, who don't remind them of being last place. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So us nappy-headed hoes, us jigaboo looking chicks, remind them that they're last place. That's why they don't want us. We remind them that they're broke. Is that what you're saying, Lust? A nappy-headed chick like me is going to remind a man that he has no status in society. That's basically what you're saying. That is the saddest shit I think I've heard in a while. I'm not saying there's no truth to it either. That's the thing. I can't say that there's no truth to that either. Keenan asks, what about black women who don't date black men? What about them? What about them? A lot of them, the stories that I hear from women who choose to date outside of their race is usually inspired by not having options within their race. They say that black men don't want to marry them, black men don't want to date them, so they are forced to consider other options and they go outside of their race. Whereas black men just date outside of their race. They date because they can, they date because they have no problem expanding their options. They don't date outside of their race because of the necessity to have partnerships because black women don't want them. They're not saying that. I have never heard a black man say, no black woman wants me, so that's why I dated a white woman. I have yet to hear a black man say that. But I hear it on the woman's side. So it seems like, you know, usually a black woman going that way is because she has no other choice. What's coming her way in the form of brothers is not meeting her standards. They're not equally yoked. They don't provide. They don't want anything other than her vagina, other than to abuse and beat up her vagina. And that's it. And that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Lust for Life says non-black males uplift their women and every man wants them. Non-black males uplift their women and every man wants them. Black men humiliate our image through hip-hop to stop the competition, to keep us ugly and down for race first buffoonery. Is that right? Is that right? So they make us into buffoons so that other races won't find us attractive? That's what you're saying? Lust for Life? Or to keep down the competition? Well, which is the same thing. Interesting. Interesting. JD says, sometimes black men look right through me. They can also be scared to approach. Really? You think black men are scared to approach you, JD? How would you describe yourself when you say they're scared to approach you? Amani says other races love black women. Uh-oh. Honey says black men have participated in propaganda against black women. It's a mess. I see it all over the internet. I see the heavy campaigning, the heavy caping for, you know, non-black women and to choose non-black women, and all these references that are made to us being ratchet and ghetto and aggressive and manly and unattractive and unhealthy and all of that. I see all of that. I see all of that. But I don't believe that is, I refuse to believe that's the status quo. You know what I believe more than black men not wanting black women? I believe that a lot of men are closet gay first, before I believe that they want white women. I believe that's the bigger problem we have, is a lot of men are living lies. They're living down low. I think this down low thing is a lot bigger and a lot more of a problem than our men wanting to date white women. I honestly believe that that's more of a concern to me, because I see the signs and I see the proclivities for that all across the board. Before I see him wanting, I'm not concerned about you. You want a light-skinned woman or a white woman or whatever, you know, that's fine, but that's still, that doesn't prove that your sexuality is what it is. And I truly believe a lot of these men really want scrotums. They really want to play sword fights with other men. I believe that more so than anything else. That frightens me more than anything else. If I meet a man, my first concern is not that if he likes my dark skin. My first concern is if he's an undercover sword player. That's my first concern. And are you truly heterosexual? That's what I want to know. I'm really, really concerned about that. Because there's too many of them out here. There's too many of them out here. And they'll make babies with you. They'll marry you. And suck penises on the weekends, or when, you know, go away and all that kind of stuff. They'll do all of that. To me, y'all are worried about the wrong thing. I ain't never worried about, you know, a real man wanting me. I feel that I'm a catch. I feel that I'm attractive. I feel that I'm smart, I'm creative, I'm all these kind of things. I'm just the bomb.com. So I don't have an issue with that. But if you don't want a vagina, it doesn't matter how bomb I am. I can't compete with that. If a vagina ain't what you really want, if it's a butt pussy you want, I can't compete with that. And there's a whole lot of that going on out here. A whole lot of that. Believe it. Believe it. So I'm not on no bandwagon against black men. I said before, my stance is all men are the same. All men have potentials to care for you or be harmful to you, mistreat you, and have their own agendas. It doesn't matter. I don't put one race in front of the other as far as having, you know, being naturally designed and having natural proclivities to treat me well. I believe that any man that comes into my presence has the potential to manipulate me, use and abuse me based on me, really, and what I approve of and what I let them get away with. They all do. They all do. So, you know, nobody gets a crown over here to me. You're a man, I'm already looking at you sideways. You're a man with two-ball cane. For those that know what a two-ball cane is, I'm already like, all right, what's this about? Is it really what it is? Is it really what it is? Because so many men these days are effeminized. They're, you know, they're just, they're so effeminized. They're so emotional now. They act just like women now. And it's like disgusting. Disgusting. Black Phoenix says, as soon as we open those legs, we are giving them the ability to use and abuse us. So it's best to get what we want first. Okay. Yeah, once you open your legs, your bargaining chip is now, you don't have a chip to bargain with, because everything he's doing for you is to get what's between your legs. It's to get what's between your knees. Everything. And it doesn't matter how good you look or how well you suck, or, you know, you can numb your throat with Novocaine or whatever, so you can deep throat all for hours and hours and hours. And he can still walk away from you. Didn't Corinne Steffens, Superhead, get cheated on by her husband, call him cheating, and she had to leave him? I'm like, who cheats on Superhead? Why would you cheat on Superhead? She has a cheating man problem too? Dude, you got a porn star in your bed and you're still cheating? Talk to me. Who got more skill than Corinne Steffens? And she couldn't hold this nigga interest? That's why I'm relaxed. And I don't give a shit. And I don't do anything that I don't want to do. And that's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be. Honey said, and she's light-skinned. Well, you know, light or dark, you know, to me, I've said in a previous video, I don't believe that light-skinned women have a one-up on us. I think we're feeding into this notion that there's some kind of light-skinned privilege thing. And the only reason why I say that is because I coach these women, and they're suffering the same insecurities as all of us. I coach these women, and they have the same problems, the same cheating men, the same men that are abusing them, not cooperating, not giving money, not doing this or that and the other. Beautiful women too. These are not just light-skinned, ugly women. I'm talking about under whatever standards out here. They're beautiful too, and they're suffering the same things. There is no privilege. That's in your head. That's what we feed into in society. But there's another truth behind that. There's another truth behind that. I don't take anybody for face value. I don't. And I recommend that you don't either. Don't assume because a woman is light-skinned that she feels that she's better than you. There's a lot of people hiding demons here. A lot of people hiding internal conflicts and suicidal thoughts and all kinds of stuff, and you cannot see that for face value. You cannot see that for face value. But I talk to them. I talk to these women on the back end, all levels of pretty. And we're all fighting the same thing. We're all fighting the same thing. So a light-skinned woman isn't better than any dark-skinned woman. This is what they feed us out here. This is what they feed us out here. And even though someone could come into your presence and assume that they know your value based on how you look, it's still going to be up to you at the end of the day to substantiate what they assume you are or refute it. And both of those are done based on your actions. If someone feels that you are low worth, your agreement, your actions either will say, well, yeah, I knew she wasn't shit. Or they could say, wow, I didn't know. Who knew? I didn't know she was all of that. It's one or the other. People are always going to assume. And this is why you have some that will advise women, to dress professionally, straighten your hair, do things that are synonymous with status in society, so you're not misconstrued, so your value is not misconstrued. Because at the end of the day, it is the outer shell that people are judging first. And there is truth to that. There really is truth to that. But on the back end of that, you can parade and perform, put on your clown makeup, put on your stilettos and all of that. And they will see the real you when you take all that stuff off. The moment you have sex with a man, your pretense goes out the window. You can't hold the form. You can't hold the illusion. When you open your legs and you get that first nut, man, please. You get that first nut, it don't matter how well dressed you are. You're gonna be a babbling fool. Like, baby, do you love me? Well, I just want to know what is this? What kind of relationship is this? What are we calling ourselves? You're gonna be doing all of that because you're gonna be vulnerable, no matter how good you look. No matter how good you look. Didn't Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce a couple times? A few times? Who cheats on Beyonce? Who's better than Beyonce? Who's better than her? And she wasn't even spared. And ain't she light-skinned too? Ain't she light-skinned? Yeah, Rihanna got her ass kicked. Rihanna's face was used as a mop. Chris Brown dusted her face, used her face as a rag. Used her face for mop and glow. What happened there? Who's cuter than Rihanna? And what happened there? We are under this illusion that we actually have to compete with each other. That's an illusion, You don't have to compete with another woman. Men set up these competitions so that, if you feel insecure, then you have no power. If you feel like you don't have a choice in the matter, then he can open your legs and get what he wants and go on. So they create the competition between us, but there is no competition because men want what they want. It don't matter how fabulous you think you are. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. There's still someone else they want beside you. Once he has you, he wants someone else. It doesn't matter how you look. You can't compete with that. How do you compete with that? Illusions. Illusions. Lust for Life said, if a broke man cheats on you, you deserve it. Hey, pretty much. Pretty much. You deserve your ass whooped. If a broke man cheats on you, you deserve your ass whooped. Because men will cheat. You got to get something out the deal. You got to get something out the deal. It doesn't matter how much you change your hair, how skinny you get. These chicks be in shape. Look what Eddie Murphy did to his wife. What's her name? Nicole Murphy. Chick is bad. Tall, perfect shape. You know, waist snatched after what? 5 kids, 6 kids. Why did he have to cheat on her? And who did he cheat on with? He went soliciting trannies on some Skid Row. He wanted to fuck somebody behind a dumpster, and he had a 10 right there, you know, right at the mansion. Pristine, perfectly preserved woman. And he was willing to pay some he-she to suck his dick behind a dumpster somewhere. Scary Spice too, yeah. And didn't she get her ass beat? Didn't Scary Spice get beat up by her husband or something like that too? She bad too. So what is the theme going on here, ladies? It doesn't matter how bad you are. Stop trying to kill yourself with worry that you're not measuring up to whatever's out here, because you think once you measure up to that all of a sudden the doors of heaven are going to open up to you and this man is just going to be in love with you and you alone. Stop thinking that. We have too many examples of that as an untruth. You can have the tightest vagina, the roundest behind. Come on now, who gonna leave Serena? Serena's ass is made for God. Who gonna leave her? Champion. World-class champion, and you decide you couldn't put a ring on that? Who would not take care of her? Who would not want to impress a world champion? You still find a way to abuse a world champion? Huh? Huh? Red Wings, what? Red Wings said, rumor has it Serena has body odor. What, her vagina stink or something? What am I hearing now? Lord have mercy. There's a lot of... I don't want to hear that Serena stink now. That I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that Serena stink. She got too much money. I don't want to hear. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I rebuke that statement. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to accept that. That's insane. That's insane. Didn't Halle Berry get her ass beat by Wesley Snipes? Pretty Halle Berry. When they said who's the prettiest girl, always Halle Berry's name mentioned. And she got waxed on, waxed off by a couple of dudes. Her too. And these are all women that, you know, black men and women would say are the creme de la creme of our group. And they all were abused. All of them. Ami said we all stink. Ami says, what's the point? We all stink. Yeah, we don't shower, we stink. Especially eating that meat and stuff. Yo, I'm cracking up now. Red Wing said, I think David Justice, the baseball player, beat her as well. I believe so. I believe so. But word on the street is she's a little polo loco in the head. She's not all mentally stable. That's word on the street. You know, word on the street is she's a little batshit crazy. She's a little bit above the average batshit crazy. Just a little. But that's word on the street. But she don't deserve her ass beat just because she a little cuckoo. Nobody deserves that. But you got all the examples you need to stop worrying about competing with other women. You cannot. You can't be the best fuck he ever had. You can't be the best looking he ever had. You can't be none of that. That's not the goal. You can't be any of that. Eminette said, look at the record of her failure, her record of failures. I mean, we all got a record of failures. Amani said, get you an ugly man. I mean, I say that too. But you gotta be careful. Don't be overly confident with ugly men. Especially ugly men who have money, because they already understand the game. They already understand they don't have no worth in how they look. And they will play you even worse than attractive men. Because you won't see the shit coming. A man who looks good knows why you there. But a man who is unattractive, he's a little bit more heartless, because he knows for a fact you're using him. He's not unsure that he's being used. So he doesn't have the compassion and the empathy that you think. You gotta be careful. You have to be careful. Red Wings asks, do ugly men make love the best, ladies? You know what? I'm thinking about it now. I think they can be really extra attentive in bed. I think they do. Actually, yeah. I think they do, because they have this humility about them, because they're not they don't come with this egotistical thing that attractive men come with. They come humble and ready to provide you with whatever you need to get off. I feel that unattractive men try harder. They do. They do. Black Phoenix says they are really appreciative, and I like that. Yes, unattractive men are very appreciative when they get vagina. It's like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. This is a good day the Lord has made. I got some snatch. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. They're constantly thanking you. They're thanking you like you did them a favor, which you did. They thank you like you did them a favor, which you did. Honey Wine said, I think ignorant ghetto men are good. Yeah, them ghetto boys. There's something about a country ghetto boy. Oh Lord, they get in all the corners and all of that. You got to be careful with them country boys. You got to be careful with them. Lethal, you said say poom poom, not snatch. Oh, well, excuse me. Let me get the terms right. Poom poom. Black Phoenix said, if you want to be held tight, then get a good ugly man. Don't they hold you tight? Black Phoenix, they hold you like they life dependent on holding you. They holding you for dear life. Like you a life raft. Like you a damn lifeboat. They sure do. They sure do. Salkis speaks from experience. Of course, I said this before. I said this before. I got my heart broken by an ugly dude, and I was mad at myself. The biggest heartbreak I ever had was from a dude. When I looked at him, I had to frown. That's how ugly he was, and he broke my heart. Okay? Every time I looked at him, I was like, why am I with you? And I was crazy in love with him. How about that? How about that? It happens. And this is why I said be careful, because I was overconfident. I said, well, finally, I'm going to run this show. And he ran mental circles around me. Mental circles around me. I was totally in love with this ugly ass dude that every time I looked at his one eye was he was in an accident, so his face was scarred up. He was fucked up. He looked fucked up. Not just ugly. He looked disfigured, fucked up. And I was in love. Straight up. Straight up. So be careful with all of that. Be careful with all of that. So don't compete. Wait, Lust for Life said, I hope you ladies aren't dating ugly men who are broke. We are concerned. The criteria is he must have money. Whether he looks good or whether he's ugly, he must have money. That's the baseline criteria here. Because the men who look good are going to cheat on you because they have community dicks. They have what I lovingly call community dicks, meaning they don't just want to fuck you, they want other women besides your vagina to screw. So they're going to do that. If he's attractive, he's going to have access to other vaginas. Ugly men, you know, the compensation for being with a man that you frown every time you look at him, you need the money to compensate for your frowning. For the fact that he doesn't look good when you look at him. For the fact that you have to put a bag over his head, he needs money. So both of them need money. Both. Black Phoenix, you said, woo, that ugly rich man got me. Oh, Lord, you got by an ugly rich man? Didn't I tell y'all? You have to be careful. Ugly men with money don't give a shit. They've been an underdog all their life. They had to climb up the ladder. They know how people feel. They know psychology. They don't give a shit. They know why you're there, and they will drag you. They will drag you. They will drag you. You say he paid my rent up for a few months. Oh, all right. All right. Era says men aren't doing well these days, so either y'all are all dating, chasing, sexing the same guys, or you have to deal with a bum brother under modification. Oh my God. So ladies, Era has said that men are not doing really great, so we got to deal with bum brothers under modification. What do you think about that? Do we have to settle? Me says, no predators, uglies, poor, emotional crybabies. Well, you know, you done narrowed, you narrowed the pickings down like to a parking lot, a small parking lot there, because there's a whole lot of them. There's a whole lot of emotional crybabies now. A whole lot. Redwing says, how do you get aroused for someone you aren't physically attracted to other than drugs and alcohol? Well, I'm not a drug user or alky. I'm not alcoholic. I don't do either one. And it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological thing. When somebody manipulates you psychologically, you're kind of like out of your mind a little bit. When someone can get you psychologically, you do things that you would not normally do. So it's easy. It's easy. Somehow, for a person to control you, the process of being with you requires that you feel that that person is better than you in some sort of way, shape, or form. All a person needs is to know your weaknesses. and exploit your weaknesses, and in turn you will start feeling like you need them. You need them because either they could be the source of what you lack, or they encourage what you feel weakness in. They encourage or make you feel good about your weaknesses. That's one of the biggest tactics people do. Make you feel secure about stuff that you feel weak in, and you will always be dependent on that person. And ugly people tend to be very good at doing all of that. Very good at doing all of that. So, Black Venus said if he stays doing what you like, then he will slide his way in your heart. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Pretty boys don't feel like they don't have to do what you like because why in the beginning, what did I say? They have options. There's too much vagina being thrown around. They don't need to hear you whine and moan. They don't really need to. You're not the last show in town. Producer said prostitution by another name is still prostitution. What are you talking about? Produce for real, what are you referencing to prostitution? Yada says, I like a man that respects my feelings, has patience, and is understanding and hardworking. That sounds like a boring guy, Yada. I don't know. Do you really want somebody to respect your feelings and understand you? Really? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. Because sometimes we brat out. Don't we brat just because, we get in our feelings to manipulate men. We do that too. And if I'm having a brat moment and he stands his ground, I'm gonna be like, ooh, this is such a man right now. Oh my God, he's such a man. He's not taking my bullshit. That turns me on. I don't want nobody to always, respect my feelings all the time. No, I want you to stand your ground. Be a man. Get some balls. Understand when I'm doing my woman emotional thing, and don't fall for the shit. That's what I like. Honey says, I'm turned on by a man with virtues. Is that right? Virtues like what? What would a virtue be? Producer says, all this talk about money and pretending like you actually want a relationship, just set the price and let him choose. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, if a woman doesn't want a commitment, then she should set a price. But every woman that I'm talking to here, we are talking about relationships and wanting a commitment. So that's different. The point that you men don't seem to understand or pretend like you don't understand is that you're going to pay either way. You're either going to pay over a lifetime or you're going to pay for one night. But you're going to pay either way. You're going to pay either way. You're not going to get a wife unless you have resources to get a wife. And the ones of you who solicit prostitutes don't have resources to get a wife. That's why you fuck women behind dumpsters. That's why you prefer to do one-night stands and trick off and have girlfriends and stuff, because you can't afford to manage a wife. So the issue here is not an exchange. There's going to be an exchange. You put an engagement ring on a woman, that's a transaction. You're giving her that for the promise of her loyalty to you. That's an exchange there. A marriage license is a license to do business, a license for you both to move commerce, to protect assets within the marriage that you build up together. Otherwise, there's no need to have a marriage license. Marriage license is like a business license. So it involves money. It involves money. It's a contract. It involves money. There's no way around it. You don't need to be married to have feelings for someone, of course. You don't need a marriage certificate to fall in love with somebody. You need a marriage certificate to secure assets and livelihood when that person decides they don't want you anymore. You need it for that reason. So you have access to that other person's money. That's what you need it for. Lust for Life said your mom should have swallowed you. Oh my God, I'm missing something here. These males are broke and make excuses not to come off that cheese. This is what they do. This is what they do. But, you know, like I said, it is all transactional. Love is transactional. When you take a woman out on dinner, is that not a transaction? That's a transaction too. When you take her out and show her a good time and do all of that stuff, bring her gifts, come on now. Come on. Honey Wine says non-black men are attractive because their family taught them how to be gentlemen. That's where they are winning. Okay. All right. Era says, Lust for Life, you can't control every female and why she choose to have sex with whom? Who's trying to control every female? I'm like missing the whole conversation. Me says, I met a Hispanic man who married a woman with 3 kids and he helped raise them. Yes, there are men out there like that. There are men out there like that, but not enough to bank on. So if you don't have any children, you're in a better space than a woman who does. It's going to be harder for women with kids to find a man who wants to invest in the financial burdens of having a woman who has children already. You know, but it does happen. It does happen. It sure does. Everything is possible, but is it probable? Just always remember that. Everything is possible, but is it probable? Honey says, meanwhile, black men are scared of a woman who has 1 child. Well, yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have, again, you know, if he doesn't have the resources and everything, it's going to be a burden. A lot of men can't afford to be in relationships, you know. And we are having children with men who can't afford to be in a relationship, far less a father. They can't afford it. And this is why they should go to prostitutes. I say do that. Get your one nut or whatever. That's a responsible way to be. Stop trying to have a relationship when you're not equipped to have a relationship. That's my thing. So I don't have any issue with a man soliciting, you know, nights of pleasure. It's better to do that than come into a woman's life ill-prepared, unready, with nothing to offer. Because you are just going to be her burden. You're gonna burden her because babies will come, time will pass, and she'll lose steam fooling around with you. Lust for Life says, stop fucking them and watch them change their tune. Hey, that's you know, that'll end all these debates and these big conversations about this stuff will end if we just close sesame, close our knees. Then there's nothing to debate about. There's nothing that they'll be able to say about your character, your worth, value, whatever. There's nothing that can be said. See, but the trick is, and the gag is, men don't feel, they feel like they're being taken advantage of if you don't have an emotional connection with them. But when you have an emotional connection with them, they call you a fool. They call you a fool. So they want you to be emotionally invested. And when you are, they call you naive. They use you. They take advantage, and they get on these platforms and say you should have chose better. Isn't that what they say? You should have chose better. So either you want me emotional, you don't want me smart. You don't want me about my bottom line, which is my money and livelihood, because you call me a gold digger there. But when I just say, okay, I just want to love you. I don't want anything from you but your love. You run the other way. You run to a woman that gives you a hard way to go. Isn't that what they do? Isn't that what they do? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Era says playing with men's minds and money is very dangerous for women. No, it's not. Again, my platform is not about women pumping and dumping. You know, it's not about putting the money on the nightstand kind of thing. That's not what this channel is about. There's nothing dangerous in having a bottom line. That's all I'm talking about, is having your priorities in order and knowing why you're with someone that you're with. There is absolutely nothing dangerous about that. And this is again, see what you're doing is what I just spoke of. When you approach it with logic instead of emotion, it's an issue. Now you're a bitch and a gold digger and a heartless whatever cunt, or whatever other names you call us. When we say, well, let's take emotions off the table and deal with, is it logical to be with you? What is it that you have to offer me? Why should I take myself off the market to be with you? Now I want to know the tangibles. Now I'm not just going off of what I feel. I want to know. And that's not enough. Then you say we're disingenuous, that we only want you for our money. When we do that, we only want you for our money. But when we do that, you don't want it, you don't value it anyway. When we do straight emotions, you don't value it any more than a woman who's about her money. That's the point. You screw both. Your issue is you having to put out. Your only issue here is when it's about money, that's the only time there is an issue. And that's the point. If I talked about love all day long, I wouldn't have nothing to say. Yes, sis, that's right, it's about love. The moment I say, get your coins, make sure he has something to offer you, make sure it's viable for you to take yourself off the market. Now it's a whole nother thing. Now it's deceit. Now I'm advising women to be deceitful and all this other negative stuff. No. What I'm saying is you can love a man who takes care of you. I'm not saying that she shouldn't love you. I'm saying a man that takes care of you is deserving of your love, not the other way around. You men want the love first, and then maybe the provisions after that. And a lot of times you put the love first, the provisions are not behind it. The provisions are not coming behind it. That's the thing. Brunel says, let the man make that decision on how and when he spends his money. Okay. And that's fine. As long as you're making the decision on how and when to spread your needs, then we don't have no issue. If his money he's entitled to be in control of his money, you're entitled to be in control of your body, and we'll see who's going to wait out the other person. Who's going to wait out the other person? You know there's going to be a problem there. You know there is. No, there never is. You play your hand and that's it. Men want us to act as if. You could not be in an actual committed relationship, but he wants you to act as if. Because maybe eventually, someday along the line, when the time is right, and the constellations are lined up, and we find out that the earth is really flat, then I'm going to put a ring on your finger and walk you down the aisle and all of that. But until I decide when that is, I want to have access to your vaginal canal, to your anus. I want to be able to put my penis in your mouth, in your earlobe, when whatever other hole you have, until I decide that, you know, I want to give you my last name. That's the problem there. Because if he's not making it official, you don't have a relationship, and you shouldn't act like you do. If there's no ring on your finger, you don't have a relationship. You do not have a relationship. You have a friendship. You have an associate. You have someone that has access to your body, and that's all you have. That's all you have until it's official. And that's the truth. Acting as if is like, I class that with benefit of a doubt. And when you ladies figure out how there is a benefit in a doubt, let me know, because I don't see it. I don't see it. There's never a benefit in a doubt. You're doubting for a reason. You have doubts because there's something wrong. Right or wrong? Lustful Life says, and they'll turn around and find a girl who's needy, feminine, and a bitch, and they'll level up and give her what she wants and marry her too. That's right. You better believe it. And the girl he's leveling up with or upgrading, she don't look that attractive. She's not spectacular like how we think we gotta be for all of this stuff. It'd be these regular ass chicks. These regular ass chicks that get wifed. Reverend said, damn, Salkis, you just described me to a T. Amani says, don't use a 90-day rule. Use the secure the bag rule. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Use the secure your bag rule. What the fuck is a 90-day rule? You know, niggas can play, they can play for a year. They can act like they like you for a year or two. They can drag that out. A 90-day rule, what does that mean? What does that mean? You letting him wait 90 days and he's screwing somebody else. He's unbothered. He's not really under pressure because he'll be screwing somebody else while you on that holdout nonsense. What hurts men is when they have to deplete their funds. That's when it gets personal for them. Is when money's involved with men, everything is personal. Their feelings get involved when money is a factor. Y'all ladies don't know that yet? Nothing else matters. You can hold out your vagina for as long as you want to. If he ain't losing no money, guess what? He's sleeping good at night. He's tucking himself in. He's swaddling himself in, drooling on the pillow and all of that. Even though you ain't giving him his vagina. Because guess what? His bank account has not diminished, not one comma. Not 1 0. He's like, and you like, yeah, I'm letting him, I'm holding out, and I'm holding out. And he banging chicks left and right. Sleeping good. Sleeping real good. Girl, please. Hold out. Hold out for the bag. Hold out for the bag. That's the only thing that has consequences to men is their fucking money. Believe that. I'm supposed to stop cursing, you know. This is, you know, y'all got me cursing on this live, and I'm supposed to be a lady. I'm supposed to be acting like a lady, not no ghetto gagger. But I can't help it, you know. Sometimes I have to curse. But I am a lady. I just have, you know, I need to get it out with force. So I have to say, fuck you sometimes. You know, that feels good to say, fuck you. It's like a release. My God. Like a freaking release. I'm gonna say I love a gagger. I bet you do. I bet you do. Yeah, honey, the message just doesn't come across well. You know, I'm trying to minister here. This is a ministry, so I have to drop the F-bombs to get the point across. Red Wing said, porn in my hand is worth more than a woman's bush. Ladies, this is Exhibit A. Red Wing says, porn in my hand is worth more than a woman's bush. What do we call a man like that? Suspect. You're what we call suspect zero, Red Wings. Ladies, I want all of y'all to type suspect at Red Wings. Please do that now. Suspect. Ever says y'all can't command a bag with these bad background checks a lot of the times. Men use y'all's past as leverage a lot. We all pass up good things for something perceived as better. Okay. Okay. And a lot of it, you know, the background, as you say, is usually women divulging her background to you. Because some of the stuff you would never know unless she tells you. You don't know how many men a woman has slept with unless she tells you. Unless she has children, like if she has 3 kids, you at least know, all you know is she screwed 3 times. But you don't know how many men if you dive in her vagina today, you can't tell how many men she has been with. You can't. So if you're talking about using that as leverage, you're the reason why I tell women to be quiet. Why I tell women stop talking about your business. Stop talking too much, because you guys do use information against them. Because the point of the matter is this. If she's with you for the first time, she's new to you. She may not be new to somebody else, but she's new to you. And she needs to act like it. She needs to leave her past in the past. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. You can't dip in her vagina and go, oh, it feels like you had about 30 men in here. You can't tell? Please. Please. Men, you men are not very perceptive. You're not very perceptive. And this is why you pay whores to fuck you, and you think they're enjoying it. This is why you pay strippers money and you think they really like you. You guys are not as perceptive as you think. Not as perceptive as you think. You target weak women, you know, and you feel a false sense of confidence because you're strategically targeting women that you can control. But you don't have no high level of perception. Women have been dumbed down, and we have been taught and propagandized to second guess our instincts and what we feel. We are taught all the way around, oh, you're overthinking. Isn't it? How many of you ladies have heard that word before? When you are doubtful of something, you know, stop overthinking. Just go with the flow. It's not as bad as all of that. And then in the wash, on the back end, it is as bad as you thought it was. It's really as bad as you thought it was. That's what happens with us. We are told that we're stupid, and that we don't make smart decisions, and that we don't have any sense, and that we need men because, you know, men come with all this sense, right? All this logic. But we have it too. When we stop lying to ourselves, we have it. Red Wing says, what I mean is that some of us don't need the headaches of a relationship. That's it. My money is more important than a woman's bush. And we get it. You're still Exhibit A. Red Wings, you're still Exhibit A. We understand that your money, you're in love with your money more than you're in love with any woman. Most men are, is what I'm saying. And that's why women should secure the bag. That's why she shouldn't believe anything you guys say. All these feelings and, you know, I'm in love with you and I feel and I feel and I feel and I feel. She shouldn't believe any of that, because you men respect and care and have concern more for your money than even the safety of your own dicks. You protect your money quicker than you protect your penis. You will think twice about whether you should wear a condom or not. But if your money come up missing, you ready to kill. You ready to send the devil up here for somebody messing with your money. And it's okay. We understand. We understand, and we love our vaginas just like you love your money. You love your money, and we love our vaginas. At least that's how we're supposed to be. That's how we're supposed to be. So, I don't know. We'll get it together, though. We'll get it together. Lust for Life says, you MGTOW guys can go walk off the face of the earth. We don't even look your way. I mean, MGTOW guys, I support it. I support MGTOW. I think you all guys should stand up for yourselves and all the injustices. Just don't blame us for it, because we're under rulership of laws too. We don't make them. We're not responsible for legislations and all that kind of stuff. We listen to men. So your argument about all this injustice with child support and this, that, and the other, you got to take it up with the lawmakers. Don't be mad at the woman you're fucking because she can get a check from you. She's not the one to be mad at. She's following you. She's following the men that make the laws, the men that you're following. So you guys gotta band together and create organizations that are actually for your own interests. You need to do that instead of getting on these platforms and just bashing women, saluting each other for pumping and dumping, abusing women. You guys are high-fiving each other for abusing women as if it's our fault, like we made the law. It's men in charge here. Go sword fight with them. The people that make these rules and regulations that we are both subject to. Go fight with them. It is not your woman's fault. It's not your woman's fault. That's my thing. Ami said, when a guy says, I love your vagina, stop sleeping with him. Yeah, he's fetishizing you. He doesn't see none of this. He doesn't see your heart. He doesn't see anything else going on. Like if your vagina was attached with Velcro, like he'll peel it off and take it with him and leave you with a gaping hole in your pelvis. He'll leave you with a gaping hole in your pelvis and no mind, because he got what's worth anything on you already. He doesn't need the rest. He doesn't need your nagging and your mouth, your smart mouth and all of that. He doesn't need all of that. So, yeah, you guys, I'm going to get ready to get off this live because I haven't eaten yet for the day. I need to go make a Whole Foods run, Trader Joe's run, get me some fruits and veggies, and do the rest of my Saturday thing. Thank you, Lust for Life. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Thanks for joining. Black Phoenix, it was a pleasure, my darling. Thank you for coming on the live. Yada, as always, you are my sidekick, my girl. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for coming on the live. If you can thumbs it up so this can be in rotation so that other sisters can see it, pass it along. Thank you, Black Phoenix. I appreciate you. Help out the channel and hit the like button for me so that people can see what's going on over here. Enjoy your evening. Thank you, producer, for real. Thank you. I appreciate you. Love the back and forth. Love the conversation. We're getting smarter, y'all. We're getting hip to life. I feel smarter and more alive every time I do these lives. I don't know about you, but I feel it. You got the note. Did you hit the bell? Kalila 385. You got to hit the bell for the notifications. Everybody hit the bell so they get the notifications. I might start scheduling these lives, but every time I think about scheduling, something else comes up, and I wouldn't want people waiting around. All right, y'all. So I'm out of here. Got to get something to eat. I love you all. Be safe this weekend. Use a condom. Don't put it in your mouth and then use a condom for your ass. There's no point to that. Ladies, don't use a condom when it's in your butt, but put it in your mouth without no protection. All right. Peace.